Hey everybody, how's it going? So, I was pretty sick yesterday. I've got a pretty nasty cough today. Hopefully I won't cough too much. People last night kind of heard it over in the live stream. I did a little bit of a live stream because I felt bad, but I didn't have my camera on or anything. So, we'll see if I may go live tonight. We'll see what happens. And I'll probably go live tonight, I think. Just stay tuned. Join my Discord, link in the description below. Candace Owens literally goes off the deep end so hardcore, she actually blames Donald Trump directly, saying that he was the one who essentially ended Charlie Kirk. I'm not even kidding. It's not even nuanced. This is actually pretty ridiculous. And then after that, she also goes and says that she would poke, with a nice big old blade, Elon Musk, and doesn't think blood would come out, but a battery would fall out. It's just completely and totally unhinged, guys. I'm going to get into this, but right now, so I wanted to show President Donald J. Trump officially proclaimed October 14th, 2025 as the National Day of Remembrance for Charlie Kirk through presidential proclamation issued on October 14th, 2025. Donald Trump gave Charlie Kirk the holiday. Let's see what Candace says about it.
We just know. We just know that he was truly betrayed in one of the most egregious ways that I think I've ever seen. It has made me lose faith in politics. It has made me fully lose faith in Trump.
Oh, now she's going against the Trump bandwagon. Isn't it weird? This was predicted. This was predicted when she was a leftist back in 2016, created Social Autopsy, was a hardcore leftist, became Red Pill Black like weeks later, launched a YouTube channel, and pretended she was a conservative. Blair White called this out and debated Candace Owens over this back in 2016 on this subject. Or was it 2017? 2016 or 2017. Either or, that's what's crazy. Check this out while I cough my brains out.
And my heart aches for the fact that he gave so much of his life to Trump and to politics. And they just were like, nope, that is it. It serves us or it doesn't serve us, and we want to move on. And so here's a holiday. Bro, if they try to give me a holiday, what is with them giving people a holiday after they kill them? Why is that a thing? You know what I mean?
Who gave Charlie Kirk the holiday? Donald Trump. That's interesting. You're losing faith in Trump. Trump gives Charlie Kirk the holiday, and you just said, what is up with them giving somebody a holiday after they kill them? Who's them? Well, there's only one person who gave Charlie Kirk the holiday. Come on. You at first you said this was Israel. Okay? First you were going to look at all these Israeli texts, look at this anti-Israel stuff. Then it was literally, the government cover-up, FBI. And then it was Egypt flying in, dropping people off. And now it circles back around to specifically Trump. Why would Trump need Israel's help at all in any of this? Any of this whatsoever. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Like, oh, Martin Luther King, what about this holiday? What about this boulevard? Anyways, let me knock it off. Like, they're going to give Charlie Kirk a boulevard. They already did. They did in Israel. They gave him freaking boulevard. It's like, as soon as they give you a boulevard and a holiday, they definitely killed you.
Now she's talking about Israel. Well, they gave him a boulevard in Israel, too. I mean, it's just a little wild, right? So they definitely ended you. The people who did this are the ones who ended him. Couldn't have been the one who pulled the trigger. Couldn't have been the entire Antifa, trans movement that's been behind it, that's been getting more and more violent, that we've been seeing. More and more violence to them burning down cities and stuff like that. No, those people they're totally fine. Those people would never do something like that. No, it's the guys sitting in the offices who all conglomerated. He literally cooperated with Israel to do this, apparently. But, why would the president need Israel? You know what I mean? They're not even, I don't even think, if Israel were to go to war with Europe, they would lose. Okay? That's the power of Israel. They would lose against a full-fledged war against Europe. And yet you think the United States, who sits on the top of all of that, the pinnacle of military might, needs another country to come into our country? You think they would fly him in from Egypt? It's so unbelievably insane. The thing about it is even if it were true, right? You have to show us the proof, Candace. You have to show us the proof. Where are you getting any of this information? That's the problem. She's losing her mind.
Okay, there's no question. They killed you. There's no way. That's like their signature thing. It's like that's what they do. It's the Fed signature. It's how they
Sure.
sign off after
Let's say it's the Fed signature. Can proof, please? Please provide proof, Candace.
they murder you. They're like Holiday in a boulevard. And it's never on a nice side of town either. Like Charlie Kirk Boulevard is not going to be a nice side of town. Anyways.
Wow. Okay. So it's not going to be on the nice side of town. That's so good. That's just fantastic. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure Trump was thinking that too. Put him on the bad side. Don't bring him over here. Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what Trump was thinking. You know, it's just such a weird thing. Now, Ian Miles Strong, I want to put a disclaimer on him. This dude does not live in the United States. He's never lived in the United States. He lives in Malaysia. He doxed Andy Worski. He ended up swatting Andy Worski and had a dog flashbanged in the process, which killed him. I don't know if it was Andy's dog or if it was one of his friend's dog or whatever. That's what this dude did. And Elon Musk props him up. Now, this is the only place I could find the video. So, this part of the video, so there's that.
Leading people into AI, I have always sensed this demonic because I'm telling you, I don't even think these people are human. Like, I look at Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel, and I'm pretty sure they're hybrid. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe they are. But, I mean, dehumanizing them? Like, I don't think we should be dehumanizing people without proof.
they just look like an Apple software that I should be able to download at night, you know? Like my phone's getting an update or something. It's something in the eyes. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I know I'm human, but I don't know if I stabbed you if you bleed, you know? I'm not
I know I'm human, but I don't know if I you that you'd bleed. That's psychotic. That is psychotic. Holy crap, Candace. That is absolutely psychotic. But, you know, their eyes, right? Their eyes, huh? Freaking psycho.
them, but I don't know if they bleed all the way. I think a battery would
No, she's like, I don't know if I wouldn't stab them. I don't know that they would bleed. That's absolutely psychotic.
fall out. You know what I mean? And I just get that sense. I've always known it was demonic. And people just get on board because, as we talked about in this book, they are
Oh, in this book, right? You're trying book sales. Got you. That's right. Book sales.
using science and this idea of technology and this idea of transforming society for the better to indoctrinate us into accepting this. And it's wrong and it's backwards. And the main component of all of this is psychology, right? They're able to do it because of psychology, making you think that society has gotten better. Our kids have objectively gotten dumber. We've become fatter.
Right. Our kids have objectively gotten dumber. Well put.
We've become less healthy. We've become less emotionally sound. And yet they are convincing us that this is like humanity's great leap forward. We put a man on the moon and he just like called them up and was like, hey, Prez, what's up? I'm up here. Yeah, it's so cool. It's really great. It's nice. Starry night up here.
That's beautiful, Candace. I'm glad. Well, at least we got through that. Here's the thing, though. Anybody want proof for what I've had to say? And, you know, here's the thing, too. I want to put Steven Crowder's point on here really, really quickly because Steven Crowder's been on the Candace mark, like, honestly and accurately every single time he brings her up for years now. And he brings up a good point here.
The federal government, the Trump administration killed Charlie Kirk is the claim. Now I'm going to tell you how I feel about it, what I think about it. Because you know who else would have to be involved? And this is the implication, of course, by design. And you can see the response with people out there saying, oh, well, then anyone who's close to, yeah, this is an inside job. You know who's really close to President Trump? And you know who people are now saying stood to gain? Well, Charlie's wife, Erica Kirk, who has now been put, Candace, with that language, with this accusation, has put the wife of Charlie Kirk, and she'll say, that's not what I tried to do. It is. It's the result. Erica
I a million agree with it. A million percent agree with this.
Kirk in the crosshairs. It's not like you have to look through 6 degrees of separation.
Who do you think pushed for Charlie Kirk to have a holiday? Genuinely. Who do you think pushed for it? Probably his wife, I would think. She was there to sign off for it and everything. Like, to a degree, she would have to be involved, right? Because she is they who gave Charlie Kirk a holiday. Candace isn't particularly careful with her words. And I don't care if people want to say, well, that's not what she was implying or not. It's just so over the top and ridiculous. It's over the top and completely ridiculous. And let me show you guys something here, okay? Because this is just how Candace is. This is whenever she was talking about the Daily Wire. She's covering for them. She was wrong about Brett Cooper, which you're going to hear in a second. And she was wrong about, and she straight up lied about Steven Crowder not negotiating for the contract. In the same sentence here that's coming up, she will also say that he negotiated, and Crowder ended up only with the term sheet. Daily Wire would not change the term sheet. It's so ridiculous. So, long story short, for people who don't know, Daily Wire, at one point, asked Steven Crowder to come on board. He looked at the contract, and he said, this is a disgusting, predatory contract. And they said, oh, no, it's just a term sheet. You can negotiate. So he did negotiate, and then they lied about him not negotiating. They said he never negotiated, but then they also say he negotiated. So he negotiated for double the pay. And they said, that's crazy. We're not negotiating. And then Daily Wire left. Daily Wire admits this. Steven Crowder says that that's what happened. You got both parties agreeing on this, that after Steven Crowder negotiated, the only offer that was on the table was just the term sheet. No negotiations. It's completely ridiculous. Let's watch.
Then, if you're a big boy, right, if you can put on your big boy pants, is to go to your lawyer and to say, I'm not doing that, this makes no sense, negotiate. Now, if you are a young talent that was discovered on YouTube, as I was way back in the day, who comes from no money, as I was way back in the day, this could be, like, unfair because I can't afford a lawyer to go through line by line of this and redline this. That is not the circumstance for Steven Crowder. He's already told us he's got so much money, he's more successful, and he doesn't need the money, blah, blah, blah. So why didn't you just hire a lawyer?
But that's what he said in the rebuttal.
Yeah,
it's not about me. It's about the Daily Wire signing new, upcoming young people to these terms, and they don't have
in that capacity.
And who was that person? Who was that person? Huh? Who is the person that ended up getting screwed over with Daily Wire that you said was such an insult? Let's listen.
He hits Brett Cooper, right? Now he's basically, so who is a young, upcoming talent that got signed with Daily Wire? There's only, 5 hosts of shows on the Daily Wire? I mean, so you're talking about Matt Walsh? No. He's not young, upcoming talent that's just been signed. You're talking about Michael Knowles? No.
Nope,
He's not young, upcoming. You're not talking about Candace Owens. I don't think we would say Andrew Clavin is young, upcoming talent. So you're talking about Brett Cooper. That's insulting to Brett Cooper. You have no idea he's just saying shit, right? And it's not like he's reached out to us and said, hey, like, I'm doing this for all of us. Like, he reached out independently to Daily Wire hosts and been like, are you dealing with these egregious terms? No, he is doing.
He's just assuming that, they're not under these terms, but a new upcoming talent would be. And guess who was directly under those terms? Guess who was directly right, who provided exact proof of what the contract said and how the contract was laid out? It was Steven Crowder that did that. This is called laying down evidence, Candace. This is how you lay evidence down. See, you don't know this because you don't agree with this. And then you ended up being completely and totally wrong. Didn't you? Because Brett Cooper got completely screwed over. And then you left Daily Wire in a huge, mess up, right? You burned those bridges with the Daily Wire. Why? After all of this defending for him, after she got on her knees and literally blew Daily Wire to the end.
Doing this purely, let's not even try to make this anything but a selfish act that was to benefit Steven Crowder, who wants to launch his own network. Because, and by the way, I gotta say this is the most important part of this, and nobody is talking about this. He receives the term sheet, okay? And he thinks it's so egregious that he's got to make this video 4 months later, right? I don't know what happened in those 4 months after they started negotiating. I guess Steven Crowder woke up, new year, new me. I hate the Daily Wire, so I'm going to go after them. He thinks it's so egregious. The first thing he does is counteroffer and say, let's start talking.
Whoa, he counteroffered? He gave a counteroffer?
About 140 million, okay? So if it was so outrageous, why did he go back to them and say, no, actually, we can have this conversation, but let's start talking about 140 million, right? It was only when the Daily Wire then turned that down that the term sheet became so egregious that he had to.
Oh, then the term sheet became just so egregious after that point, huh? What was it that you said again? Remind me, Candace, what did you say again?
Then, if you're a big boy, right, if you can put on your big boy pants, is to go to your lawyer and to say, I'm not doing that, this makes no sense, negotiate. Now.
Huh. Wow. That's wild. Negotiate, huh?
If you are a young talent that was discovered on YouTube, as I was way back in the day, who comes from no money, as I was way back in the day, this could be, unfair because I can't afford a lawyer to go through line by line of this and redline.
Just like Brett Cooper. See how she does this whole circular thing here? Saying, well, he could have, if you were a big boy and you put your big boy pants on, you would negotiate. And then she circles back around, well, if you were an up-and-coming new talent, Maybe it would be unfair because you wouldn't have a lawyer to be able to do all that for you. And then she confesses that he also did negotiate. And she also confesses that he would be talking about Brett Cooper. Then Brett Cooper ends up getting their absolute rear end handed to her by the Daily Wire. Gets let go. All because of that term sheet she was under. It's amazing, isn't it? This is the stupidity of Candace Owens. Steven Crowder did the right thing at this point in time. He showed the term sheet. He showed all the proof. He showed all the evidence. And then he talked about it. And then he said, hey, this is predatory. And hey, this is what's going to happen. You're going to see these people get screwed over. We ended up seeing the people get screwed over. Candace Owens got caught in the crossfire of that. And she still has never apologized for this. As well as lying about Steven Crowder and his wife getting involved with his divorce. And then, doing things like literally being a leftist with Social Autopsy. Where she doxed children. All comes back circle, doesn't it? Full circle. Now she doesn't trust Trump. She's taking MAGA, and she's turning them against Trump. That's all she's doing. She's been a leftist from the beginning. And her psychotic fans are going to come in here, and they're going to just insult me. I promise you guys that. Wait for it. Watch for it. They won't watch till the end. They won't make a single point. They are going to make fun of my looks. They're going to treat me like I live in my basement at my mom's, even though I own my own house. I have a wife. I have 2 kids. I work a working class job in a coal factory. Not the kind, I don't go into a coal mine. We refine coal into a filter type coal. Very powdery. Well, it's like 5 different types, but I make it very powdery. Okay, that's the area I'm in. Okay. And it's just for filters, for water filtration systems. I don't work in a coal mine. It's a refining factory. Refinery, if you. I'm not going to say the name. But anyway, they don't call it a refinery either. I'm saying too much the way it is because I like to keep this stuff very quiet about my personal life. Unless then I quit and don't plan on going back. Then I'll tell you guys all about it. So we'll see about that. But anyway, Social Autopsy was a proposed online platform launched in 2016 by Candace Owens, then 26-year-old finance professional and CEO marketing of firm Degree 180. The site's stated goal was combat cyberbullying and online harassment created in searchable database anonymous hate speech from social media. She was a hate speech bad guy from World War II. Let's say that, okay? Now, how about this? When did Candace Owens launch Red Pill Black? That was 2016? August of 2017. Okay, so that's whenever she did this. And she was like, don't care about Charlottesville, all this stuff. So she ended up becoming a super duper left-wing person, or right-wing person. This was launched April of 2016. She got a bunch of backlash and ended up restructuring everything and just flipped. I've never believed it. Blair White had never believed it. They debated about it. Candace Owens absolutely straight up lost that debate. It was horrific, and she would not apologize for Social Autopsy. So, when did Candace debate Blair White? Let's just put that. I'll put this here. It was November 7th of 2017. Candace Owens, then known as Red Pill Black, and Blair White debated on the Rubin Report hosted by Dave Rubin, primarily over Owens' Social Autopsy project. Live episode aired that evening, PST, with a podcast version releasing the following day. Yeah, anyway, so we know all this. And my favorite line from that whole thing was just Dave Rubin trying to get them to stop arguing by going, guys. There's a gay man, a trans woman, and a black woman. I thought... Sorry, I tried to hold that together to not have cough in your ears, guys. I'm sorry. Anyway, I thought it was just funny. I thought it was a very funny situation. He's just, guys, as they're having a cat fight with a black woman and a trans woman and a gay guy. It's just, and all he could say is, guys. It was very funny. It was a very funny thing. I should watch the whole thing and react to it live on live stream one of these days, just for fun. Go over that whole debate. Go over the whole history of all this, because it's wild. You guys are being played. Okay? Definitely. Do not fall for the left-wing Candace Owens booby trap that has been laid out for you guys. She is not giving you any information. She is not giving you any proof. She is only simply stirring the pot. It's that simple. If she provides proof I'll apologize. Absolutely, I have no problem with that. The issue is she keeps leaving breadcrumbs. She keeps saying, oh, look at, like, a good example. That video drops, right? And this is what Candace Owens has to say, you know? Check this out. Let's go to the nonstop. Okay, Matt Walsh, where is it at? 2018 was so rich. Where's the, Oh, okay, so this is, she's, responding back to this and stuff. So I'll read over that in a second. But the tweet that I wanted to go over was this. Don't worry about the gag order I plan to violate. The things I've discovered this past week are enough to burn the house down. Okay? October 19th when she said that. It's been 5 days. And she still has not dropped anything that she has learned. Nothing. She drops breadcrumbs like this and then keeps doing it. And she never, ever backs her claim. Isn't that crazy? She had the opportunity to back her claim right here. On this, let's see what she even says. Zionists are now signing up to my book club to steal my content. Isn't that crazy? I meant every word. When the feds are implicated, they always give people a holiday. So Zionists are now feds. Okay. All right. Sign up here to learn why Sigmund Freud says, oh, okay, I can't say that word out loud, inspires their neurotic, psychopathic behavior. So now she's just saying just, you know, the Hassan, you know, line, talking point there of all Israelis get with their cousins. That's what I'll say. That's what she's saying. And she goes, Candace, your book club was promised to them thousands of years ago. And she's okay, laughing, whatever. So now she's got a whole book club that she's promoting. Guys, just go pay her more money and join her book club, okay? So anyway, 2018 was such a ride. Charlie went from not knowing the difference between Jay-Z and Kanye to texting me like this on daily runs. Everyone in politics was fake and GAY, but at least we had hip-hop. So yeah, now he's showing... She's showing these messages, but she ain't showing any other text messages to corroborate, you know, what's happening. She's like, look, these are fun, friend music. Oh, yeah, we were talking about fun stuff like Godzilla and King Kong and Loch Ness and, you know, all this stuff. And she's the best. Jay-Z is so great. Oh, yeah, that's great. Candace, why don't you release, instead of the fun stuff, why don't you get behind your promise and release the actual evidence you supposedly have that this was some sort of inside job, right? Why can't we do that? The nonstop pestering of Matt Walsh and Megyn Kelly's entire... Okay, this has nothing to do with it. Let's see here. So all the shills out in full force, simultaneously lying about Candace Owens. If you can't see how organized and fraudulent these campaigns are, then you aren't going to make it. We're with you. Stay the course, Candace, okay? I don't know how they don't expect these lies to backfire, but today we had our biggest day ever in the terms of our book club signups. Get your book club signups, as she would probably say. I'd like to personally thank Laura Loomer, Stephen Crowder, and Ian Miles Chong for the tireless work. Don't lump Ian Miles Chong in there with them. Ian Miles Chong is not on their level, okay? He's a doxing piece of garbage. Please announce, and he had a dog killed by a flashbang, by swatting someone. That's the most important thing. But anyway, yeah. So in here, she is pinning this tweet, you know, that, oh, this is shot in the dark. Never mind. I thought you said book, not back. So I thought she was talking about the book. Oh, she is talking about the book club. Yeah, okay. So meet twice with her monthly. Yeah, just pushing that. Absolutely pushing that like crazy. Guys, seriously, I am not paid to do this at all. I have never been paid by a federal government. I have never been paid by a foreign government. I have never received any money for a single video that I've done, except for Melaleuca, who was just an all-natural company that I sponsored. And then I found out that you could not break their contract. Or, well, contract. Your, not contract. What do you call it? Your monthly subscription. That's it. You could not break your monthly subscription without writing them a letter in the mail. So I canceled them myself, and I said, I'm no longer sponsoring you guys. I'm sorry. I can't do that. And they're like, oh, this is pretty good. And just to let you know, they were paying me $500 a month, okay? $500 a month. All I had to do was 2 videos a month. That was it. That's what I was going to do. Cancel them because I was like, I can't do that. That is so dishonest. I do not recommend you guys to them when I can't. Because, you know, I signed up. All their products were great. Everything was great about them. And then they're like, yeah, to cancel. Because I asked him, I was like, so I don't see anything about canceling on your website. I had one subscriber, who he knows who they are, email me and say, I subscribed. It's not really for me. I want to unsubscribe. And I can't find out how. And I was like, I'll look into it. So I did. And then I asked him. They said, oh, you got to write us a letter. And I'm like, are you insane? I have to write you a letter? And I said, cancel it now. And they said, well, we're going to need you to write a letter. And I said, you're going to cancel my subscription right now, or I'm going to take this to YouTube. And they said, we'll get that taken care of for you. And then they canceled. Now, I hate to talk bad about a sponsor at all that came out and sponsored me, my first sponsor. But I'm going to be completely straightforward and honest with you guys. That's unacceptable to me. They canceled, and I said, okay, I've done your videos. We are even, and that's that. So I walked away. I said, I can't do that anymore, and they said, totally understandable. And I said, let me know when you guys fix that. Maybe we could work together in the future. They have not hit me up, so I don't care. I'm not going to take a sponsor like that. That's the only person who has ever paid me outside of YouTube. Now, being monetized is great and all. I'm remonetized. That does mean some money is being made. Pennies per video. Okay? And I can pull that up now. I can pull up any random video, probably, just to show you guys. Because, why not? Let's do, content. And, how about this video? This video did 2,000 views. How much did I make off this so far? Let's go ahead and see. Oh, okay. Can I... Where's it? Ah, I made $4. Hey, there we go. That's a good video. I made $4. How about this one? That got 1,600 views. Let's see this. $4 as well. Ah, okay. That's a lot more than I thought. A lot more than I thought. This one did 45 cents. You know, that happens. That's my typical video. So I guess if I get a couple thousand views here, that makes a lot more. I'm used to making the, 500 and stuff. $1.20 for that one. Okay, not bad, not bad. Yeah, $1.20. How about this one down here? 46 cents. So on and so forth, right? And think about it. This goes over the course of days, and this isn't instant. Not at all. Oh, I keep clicking the same ones. Okay, go back down. How about this one? $1.48. You guys see, I'm not making any crazy money. I'm not doing anything insane here. I'm not getting paid by anyone. So that needs to stop. I am not an Israeli. I am a Native American that lives in Oklahoma. I work a real job. I own my own house, and I have 2 kids and a wife. My house is nothing spectacular. It's not like I live in a rich person's home or anything like that by any means. It is a 2,000 square foot home. I am 33 years old. I bought the house for $175,000. Yeah. This needs to stop. Do not accuse me of being organized. I don't talk to hardly anybody. I don't collaborate with people. Nobody tells me what I do. Ever. I make my own videos. Do you think if I was collaborating with somebody, I would have this kind of a setup? Psychotic to say so. Sorry for the 30-minute video, guys, but I just had to rant a little bit. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Go down to the description below and join my Discord. I'll see you guys here in the next one. Later.